going on? Got Johanna in the background there. I gave her a preventative or preemptive flea medicine treatment. I don't know why I said it like that, but I'll stay with it. Um, she's never thrilled about it. You can probably see her hair sticking up in the back. Yeah, look at her, all angry. I think I've officially out-used my 825, so I got a new pizza board that I'm going to set up and use. Tried to get the Casper slides one last time with the one that I have, but it just wasn't happening. This will give me pretty much all new boards set up, I think, except for the 775 and the 9 1/4, but I ride those the least, at least to do like real skating. For the most part, I stick around I really like the 8 1/4, 8.5. I think those are my two favorite. The 8 1/4 flips a little bit easier, so I can still do some tech tricks with it. I've got primitive grip tape for this, but I'm just going to say that the P is for pizza as well. Pretty good day in all in all. I slept in till about 8:15. So that wasn't great, but I did get up and go skateboarding pretty much right away. I think I was skating by like 8:30. My friend and I went up to, or 9, well, I think it was definitely by 9 o'clock. I guess I left at around 9 o'clock. And skated Blue Park for a little bit, which is where I almost got the Casper slides. I see. It's like the primitive grip has the little holes in it so that it doesn't get any bubbles or anything, which is kind of nice. Got that right on the edge. The worst part of this. Especially to do inside. Damn, dude, I got my knuckle on that one. Pull up some skin. I am happy that I decided to change the blade on the utility knife. Definitely makes this part easier. personally like to try to save the leftover grip tape for a few things. God, shit is brittle. Come on. There. And there. Stick it to itself so I don't gotta deal with some sticky mess. But a lot of times, depending on the type of grip tape, I don't actually like super grippy grip tape, probably because I don't skate a lot of transition and stuff like that, and I do a lot more flip tricks. So it's just not as necessary. A little bit of grippiness is good, but I kind of like the flick. So if the grip tape itself is too sticky, sometimes I like to sand it down. With itself. This primitive grip doesn't feel too much like that though, but I'll just kind of give it a little. But also I'll keep this for where if I go to some place that's like too waxed, sometimes I'll be at Substance and somebody's just waxed the shit out of a box that's got metal sides and skate light. There's just really not much need for a lot of wax. I feel like you could probably get away with going just a little bit faster. If anything, waxing the board or the trunks would give you enough, but some people are just always convinced that it's just the wax, that they just need more wax, rather than just going a little faster. And obviously for some things, that is the case. I don't want to sound like it's never an issue of not enough wax. Just not conservative in politics, but I am conservative in wax. Did have 2 pretty decent skate sessions today. Went to Blue and then went to school. I rode that 8.2 at Blue, which is the board I'm switching out today. Like I said, I kind of just wanted to get one last attempt at the Casper slides on it, and I'm getting closer, but it's just not quite there yet. And it was early. I just wasn't really going to be dedicating my time to learning how to Casper slide on a Saturday morning. But the second session, I went out with my 8 that I just set up, and I just don't really care for the board. It's one of those kind of off-brand boards that I got pretty cheap on some online store. It's still good to have a board. I can practice some stuff, but it just, doesn't have the best shape, I don't think. I do think I kind of figured out what I needed to do, how to how to move my front leg a little bit differently when I pop. Kind of lead with my knee a little bit more to make up for, I think it's a slightly steeper tail. Also, I have funders on the 8, which are lengthen the wheelbase a little bit. I think just because of the angle that the trucks put the wheels, instead of being right underneath, it kind of widens it a little bit. So that also changes the way it skates. I think a little bit more than having different sizes. I can switch between a 7.75 and an 8.5, which is almost a full inch, pretty easily at this point. But I do notice that even though I can go from 7.75 to the 8.5 to 8.25, when I hit the 8, that's the only one with funders, and that one I do kind of notice. The other 2 have or the two bigger ones, the 8.5 and the Indy and the 8.25 both have Indies, and I think I have Aces on the 9.25, and I have Tensor Magnesiums on the 775 because that's really more my cruiser board. It's got the Dragon wheels that are pretty smooth ride, but can also slide a little bit. It's got the magnesium trucks, which are the lightest trucks, and also will grind just about anything. And then just for the size, it's a 775. So it also flips pretty easy. So if I want to go and have a little like session doing flip tricks or something like that, it's pretty good for that. It will grind something even if I don't bring any wax. So if I'm taking it someplace where having the board will make it faster to get there because I can go down the streets and stuff like that a little bit quicker, but I'm probably not skating, I go with that. So it's like go to work, go to hang out with friends or something, it's a 775. Because I can skate it if I need to in a pinch, but if I'm going to go to the school or I'm going to go to a park or something like that, I'd much rather have something that's a little bit bigger than that. Normally at least the 8.25. And then, yeah, I'm going to the school or something like that where it's just pretty much just skating a wedge or doing some flat ground tricks. That's where the 8 is decent. I'm not really skating that fast there. I'm still doing some pretty tech tricks and trying to learn flip tricks, so I don't want a super wide board. And it just works out well. But I should get that one and start switching this over. Oddly enough, I did not use the primitive grip on the primitive board. This was really not that bad of a board, as you can probably see now. The caster slides took their toll, even though I didn't quite do as many on this one. I also found a board at Blue Park that someone left, so that's nice. Let's see if I can't. I really liked the skate tool, but I have the Allen or the hex nut for all my boards, and I think this one might be starting to actually strip on this as opposed to the on the board, although that's leading it to strip the board. So might be time to retire that part of the tool at least. I think I'll get this board set up, and then I think I might even try cleaning the wheels or cleaning the bearings tonight. That doesn't take too long. I think around 10, I want to have everything done so that around 10 o'clock I can really sit down and work on the website today. Because I have had a very productive day all in all. There's just a little bit more that I would like to get done. and that would be one of them. I will also admit that it was kind of nice to not have to think too much about the guitars today. I do have them set up over here, still all clamped together. Maybe before the end of the night. Why is that on? Let's turn that off. Maybe before I go to bed, I will take the bottom one apart and add the last two pieces that need to be glued on together and glue those where they need to be. Because I can do that in pieces and leave the whole thing, leave one of the clamps on, glue the next one on, have that all clamped together, so at least it still will be under pressure. And that will mean that Monday night, if I want, I can glue the neck onto that, and the glue, everything should be set all the way. I should be able to take the braid or the clamps off completely and do whatever I need, which means that Monday I could have both the guitars done. Let's see, was that the front? Front. Now, one thing I did want to kind of look at here was because I tighten these anymore. I got the inverted Indies for the 8.5 size board, but for this one, I actually got the kingpins, inverted kingpins, and that's a lot of space right there. Trying to see if I can get really flat. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's you got a lot of clearance. You're not hanging up on anything. Like Smith grinds. Like, it's almost impossible to dip it enough that you actually hit. Like, maybe if you're actually skating a bar or something, I guess. But you'd almost start hitting this part before you hit the kingpin. Not that it's not possible, just it makes the clearance real nice. Do I want... Oh, that's the other thing that you can do if you want. See, I have a grinder, and I could take this essentially burr that's been building up on these off. But I feel like in some ways that actually helps hold the board together, or helps hold the board and keep it from the trucks from wobbling too much. Oh, anyways, I did want to try to see if I could tighten the actual kingpin here. Is it this one that I need for that? Yes. See, the hard part, though, is holding that inside piece. You know, you think you got everything you need. I don't know if this is going to work normally. Yeah, see, that's just not. The other thing that I remember doing was using like a flathead screwdriver, jamming that shit in it. But I know that I have. An adjustable wrench, and that was the thing that worked the best. I just don't know what I did with it. So alternatively, and I could do this because I do have some. I could use. You know what? Why not just do it? Fucks with your trucks would be proud. Nope. They don't sponsor any skaters, but Steel Stick, these things are made for any ledges. Like you got some concrete ledges that got some big ass chunks taken out of it. This is amazing. You essentially work it into a clay and stick it in there and leave it for a day or two. And I'm not sure. Ooh, steel reinforced epoxy. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put on some gloves. I don't know if this thing is supposed to break open like that. Can I? Oh man, no, make it easy, huh? You know what? God damn. How am I supposed to get here? Darker. You know what? I hate all of this. Just don't ingest it, huh? Done. I don't think I need very much. Do that much. So, yeah. What I'm going to do is use a little bit of this. Open up the window that I already have an exhaust fan in. That's enough right there. I was like, I don't want to add any weight to my skateboard, but I feel like at the end of the day, that's probably fine right there. And take this. Down in there. These are one of my older pairs of trucks, so this will be good to experiment on. Just want to make sure that I don't get any in the actual bolt for the kingpin, because I do want it to still be able to turn. But if I do this right, I think that I can use it to kind of weld that nut in place. stamp that right on down in there. Obviously, I won't be able to tighten the trucks until tomorrow and find out if this worked. Okay, it's Allen wrench. To stamp it down in there as well. White. Alright, I think that works. Let's give this just one more little. Not sure how long it has before it sets. Might have been too much. Probably could have cut this in half. Yeah, you know what? I don't even want to risk it. What we'll do is I didn't use that much of it. I still have the other little piece that I cut off. I don't think I'm wasting it. Well, it's good to see that Johanna is not camera shy. Just such a big cat. We're so good. All right. I know the guy that owns the company that does the hardware that I use. It's called 88 Hardware. It's like it's like a lucky number in Asian culture, which is why he uses it. It's unfortunate that it has been co-opted by neo-Nazis, but for different reasons. But I will say, I do appreciate that he was like, yeah, like I think I was using riser pads still when I met him. He was like, yeah, you like get rid of those, and use these bolts that I have, hardware that I got. I think he was like, here, like this is like the really thick, the really short ones, like they're super short. And I was like, I don't know if they'll work with the riser pad. It's like, well, fuck the riser pad, you don't need that. I was like, yeah, it's a good point. I actually do kind of miss the riser pad. I might try them again. It does help you pop a little bit higher, I think. But what else? Send with that hardware. Fuck it. Do it live. Alright. Take that off. I probably should clean that other one out a little bit better. But I feel like in all actuality, as long as it doesn't break apart, it should be in there well enough that even if it's not adhered to the sides, that the shape that it is will keep it in place to its function. And if not, we'll try again. I do like that I can do these live streams because at least it gives me a reason for why I'm just talking to myself as I do this stuff. Oh shit, I can show you the blender thing that I got done too. Oh fuck, man, I could have saved like half of this too. Oh well. Next time, I gotta cut the same size piece, just cut that in half, because I only use like half of this. But whatever. Live and learn. Also, this time. Yeah, I think once I get this put together, I will share the Blender screen. Because ultimately that was kind of the really exciting part of the day for me. Even though I didn't really spend a ton of time doing it, that was actually kind of the point. It was a real kind of proof of concept, I guess. And if this works, at least I know how to deal with the rest of it for the next time I have to do this. The other trucks. Okay. And they actually hardened pretty fast. I think that I'll still give it at least one day before I actually try to tighten the trucks up on it. Maybe I can try tomorrow afternoon. Shit, man, dropped all of those. Oh, I'm never going to find any of these variables. The worst part about giving Johanna her medicine is that I can't pet her until it's all dry. Um, Now, the other stuff, it was like 24 hours, which I really felt bad for her because she is a very affectionate kitty, if nothing else. So, being stuck in this room and isolated, I don't think she really enjoys. Um, and I don't think she understands, obviously, why it's happening. So, what am I missing? Still missing. I just kind of feel sorry for her. All right. Potential story coming up. I just don't want to jinx anything first. Oh, shit. Where's my last nut? Ugh. There it is. Knock on wood, I don't know why my eyesight is still as good as it is. I mean, I have to wear the contacts, but I don't necessarily take very good care of my eyes the way that I should. So, can't believe I'm not right. Zoning out doing this. Alright, so there's skateboard put together. Lost the cheeks of guitar strings. This board. Oh my god, I don't have enough space for anything. Right. So let's actually. Keep both these next like this. This. little bit. Running a little bit behind schedule here. Step number 2 here. I want. Where's my little tiny screwdriver? Well, sometimes I get lucky. And if I don't get lucky there, sometimes I get lucky. Well, that I'm going to actually do. Random screws worry me sometimes because random screws or bolts. Because at one point I knew what they went with, and the fact that they're random now just means I forgot. Probably don't need to waste a pair of gloves on this, but I have them to waste. So, shelf. All right. You know what? I'm just gonna rotate these anyways. I'm not gonna worry about their actual order that much. Famous last words. So, we're going to do a little experiment tonight. I've been a real good boy with my skateboard bearings the last couple of years. I got the ceramic ones, and whereas growing up, I never cared about spacers or shields, any of that, even the washers. With these, I have been using everything. I've been using the spacer in between. I have the shields on them. Which ones are these? Oh, these are the bronze ones, which now have raws, which that's what we're going for with these. I'm going to go shieldless with these. I guess that's fitting since they're the bronzes. And I know Jamie Foy says that he doesn't use the shields and that he just cleans them in Windex. I don't know why I can't talk today. Windex, but I'm just going to use 99% isotropic alcohol. For anyone that doesn't know, you use alcohol because it essentially just dries completely. It has a very low boiling point. And because of that, it evaporates very quickly. I got you can make these. I was lazy and just got the pre-made one from Bones, but it's not hard to get a plastic bottle and a bolt and a couple of gaskets, and you just got to make sure it goes through the center of the bushing or airing. I just can't fucking talk tonight. And that'll take care of that. When you use these skateboard tools, the bolt or the nuts will oftentimes get stuck in the socket, and you will not be able to get them out until you forget that you have them in there. And then you will pick it up and it will just fly off. Oh shit, I might not use that. You're not really supposed to use your truck. That's what I do like about this thing is one, it has a bearing popper. Which can help save your threads on your trucks. Wow, you know what? I caught that in my armpit. Amazing. All right. So anyways, with these, didn't catch that one. This time around, I'm going to pop off the shields. I'm not going to put the shields. I don't think I'm going to use the washers. I'll use the washers. I like the washers. I'm not going to use the spacers. And normally, after I clean them with the rubbing alcohol, also Windex is alcohol. That's why they use it on cleaning windows, because again, it evaporates. Ow! That's amazing. The thing that I wanted, the little screwdriver for popping the shit out, was right inside of this. Clever of me to put it there ahead of time. If only I remembered. But I will not. Normally, I will put a bunch of. I mean, those still, if you just see the overcoat, those are still spinning pretty good. It's not like these were terrible. They did definitely need a little cleaning though. Normally I use like speed cream or a good substitute that's pretty cheap that it will also work is valve oil for musical instruments. Like trombones or trumpets will have to have an oil that has very low meniscus property. I'm not really sure. I'm not smart enough for any of that stuff. What I do know is that because of the way it's set up, it does a very good job of lubricating things without getting them gunky, especially when they have very small parts, which would be the bearings. The other thing that I like about this tool is not only does it have something that saves your threads by popping bearings out with this, but it also has a die, which if your trucks do start to get stripped from doing too many slappies or fucking up too many slappies in my case. It does help to keep it flat, but essentially, just gotta get it to catch. Come on. There we go. Essentially, by screwing this thing on there, one, you remove a lot of the gunk, but also because of how hard this metal is, and the little teeth inside of there that you probably won't be able to pick up. Won't be able to see because my camera won't be able to pick it up. Rethreads it. So when I go to throw a nut back on there, perfect. So a lot of times when you're doing a lot of flip tricks, or like I said, you're doing slappies and you fuck them up and you slam your truck into the curve and stuff, you can really eat away at the ends, the threads at the end of the bolt or the end of the axle. And then when you're trying to take that nut off and change and mess around with your bearings or change your wheels or whatever, you either can't get it off very easily or you have a really hard time getting it back on. So it's just always nice when I'm changing these things out and doing this to just take a second and rethread the trucks. I've been having a very hard time with my backside tricks recently. I'm still able to do them and even do them on some fairly high things. Like all of the ledges at Blue Park are pretty tall. They're not super tall. They're just, there's nothing like most of the stuff that's like a foot or a foot and a half is, I think most of them are probably like about 16 about 16 inches. There are some 14 inches stuff. There's some 12 in the homemade DIY stuff, but I think that the two plastic park benches that are there that are at different sizes, I think one is 16 and one is 14, if I remember the diagram that came out with it. And I imagine that the bench in the middle with the concrete one with the flat and the curve, I believe is probably 16 inches, which that's good. That's a good height to get used to. And I was able to pop right into some back 50s on it. I got a couple, but I was going very slow and I was not very confident in them. Now, I think part of that is these trucks have been too loose for too long. I've tried to get used to it. I think that they might just be just a scotch, too loosey-goosey. I know some people like really loose trucks. I think I grew up skating fairly tight trucks, and it's been nice too. I have definitely, like, with wider boards and stuff like that, I'm like, oh yeah, like I kind of wish I'd done this sooner. And so I've tried doing that with a lot of stuff with the skateboard. And I can't believe I've been doing this for an hour. And one of those things was much looser trucks. It is good to have, I think, a board with some loose trucks. I think it's good to have a board with kind of everything, along with trucks with a smaller wheelbase, a longer wheelbase, all different sizes, small wheels, big wheels, a heavy board, a really light board. because they're all going to give you different advantages. Sometimes having like the small, um, a really thin board that's really light that I have is, I can go out and do almost any flip trick with that. So if I want to learn flip tricks, that's a good one to have around and just kind of pop onto. Um, Especially if I'm like not skating a ledge or anything with it. Not that I really skate gaps, but like I wouldn't want to jump off of something with it. I wouldn't want to try to jump over. I guess maybe over something, but I wouldn't want to try to off of something with it or over like a gap. Um, Maybe if it was like over a bench, it would be fine. But if it was like a flat gap, I wouldn't want to try to land going fast on it because you just don't got a lot of material to land on with those. All right. Okay, let's. Knock that one off. I will say because they're just kind of have dirty bearings tend to be, and greasy. It is nice to have the gloves to work with. Not that I really mind my hands getting dirty. But you gotta wash them for so long to get a lot of this off, and also, I don't know. I remember being younger and coming on a trip down here and skating around the city, and I remember I think I like was doing what you do with a skateboard, and you touch your wheels a lot. And I definitely remember we skated through like an area that they were selling like fish and all this other stuff, seafood, and it had like almost like this like slime on it. Like we felt our wheels, and like you could like use your finger to peel it off or whatever. Um, and then I think like an hour or so later, we were just like eating an apple or something, and I remember thinking like, did I wash my hands since I touched my wheels and since and whatever the fuck we had rolled over it with them. And so ever since then, I've been a little paranoid of, not paranoid, but a little at least conscious of the fact that it's essentially like the bottom of your shoe, but you never know what you rolled over. Yep, use the wrong spacers. Kind of figured I would do that. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. All right. All the spacers are on. Somehow, this thing managed to get rusty. Even though the whole point of using the alcohol is to keep that from happening. it said something about where to fill it up to. Pro tip while doing this, if you can see, I like to make sure that all of the ball bearings fit into a little plastic piece, a little clip that actually keeps them in place in the bearing. I like to make sure that that's facing up and the ball bearings are facing down, because that way none of the debris can rest in it and it will be able to fall straight to the bottom a little easier. I don't know if it makes a huge difference, but and that's all taking shape. Oh my god, I can't believe it's been over an hour doing this. Sandy wipes on this part. Because again, alcohol based, you're just going to clean off the gunk and dry without rusting. You know, honestly, not really that dirty. The ceramic bearings are really nice. They essentially do just pulverize anything that gets in there. Also, you really want to have the best possible outcome. You can actually wash these with water and like dish soap first, and then dry them the best that you can, and then use the alcohol. And that way you can really wash off a lot of the debris and everything else. And then just use this to really clear them out. Ooh, that's so nice. Can't quite get the top one, but it's all right. All right, we're going to drop this guy down here. Drop this. I might save that. It's really not that dirty. Let's... Perfect. Actually. Drop those in there. Close that back up. Reason, I'm just going to leave those with the bearings facing down, let those dry as best that I can. Then, is it worth keeping the shields? Why not? Fuck it. What am I gonna do with them? Johanna, what are we gonna do with these guys? That is a good idea. You're right. There is. This little box back here that I saw earlier. And the spacers can go in there. We'll leave the washers. Well, I guess since I have that. I am pretty determined to get to Pier 62 this week in the morning before work. I was thinking about going to the Planet Fitness that I've been going to, which is right across the street from work. So I was like, oh, well, it's perfect. If I can bike there, work out, bike to 62nd Street or 62nd Pier, skateboard, bike back to the gym, shower, and then go to work because it's right across the street. I think the better idea, obviously, is to find a Planet Fitness along the way to Pier 62 so that I can work out. Because I do want to work out before I skateboard. It's going to be just less crowded, I think, in the mornings, the earlier I go. But this way I can get my workout in, go right to the skateboard park, and then bike to work, drop my bike off at work so I don't have to worry about being locked up outside, and go right to work after that, or go take a shower at the Planet Fitness that I have been working out at. So I never want to come out. Anyways, but I definitely want to be using this guy because it's my 8.5, and it has been very slow. This is probably the board that needs the bearings fixed the most. Again, really just using them does a fairly good job of breaking up whatever's in there. See, I feel like, especially since I'm going to re-dye it anyways, I feel like your truck axle just does a quicker job of popping the bearings off. With the stipulation of it not having a spacer between the two bearings. When that happens, I think that this piece is actually better, because a lot of times the spacer keeps your truck axle from being able to really get the leverage because it's too long, whereas this thing is only long enough to catch the bearing. So, like with that one, I think the best idea is to use the correct piece, by which I mean the tool, for the first bearing. Oh shit. This bearing actually just fell right off, I think. And see, that's kind of my thing here, is that if that's the case, if the bearing is actually popping out, then that makes me think that that spacer between the bearings isn't doing its job of keeping those two perfectly in line the way it's supposed to, or claims that it should. And it being off tilt a little bit is what made it so that the urethane wheel spinning out of alignment made that one side too big. Eventually wore down the urethane part. There we go. Sometimes it does take a second to get this thing to catch. If I was smarter, I would have. Pop the bearing out with it before I recut the thread. See, that's 2 in a row that's happened. Weird. I wonder what's causing that with these, or if it's just the wheels. We didn't like that. Oh my god, this is taking forever. Oh, at least. See, this one fell off. Oh, that one stayed on. Oops. And similarly to how I could wash these in the dish soap, I could also wash the wheels and all of that stuff, but I'm not going that far into it. These only have one set of shields. Now I will say the shields are pretty fucking dirty, so there's a part of me that's concerned about not having those on there and what that will actually do to the bearings. Theoretically, the ceramic should be good. What I'm going to do is reuse the same alcohol from the last time, only because I'm just going to do it twice. And so this way I can flush them out, add some fresh alcohol, like I should have done with that last one if I really wanted to do a good job. And essentially this will act as if it's still just a push. There. Interesting. Same deal. Balls pointing down. Shake, shake, shake. Fresh alcohol. I'm going to pop these guys back in. Sans spacer. They're not completely dry. That's okay. I'm going to go take them out for a little spin. And the centrifugal force should knock any residual rubbing alcohol out. Okay, well, what I should do Hmm. Don't want to go too far. I think that's gotta be it. Do love that sound. Um, Pain in the ass. I do think that I forgot to put a washer on the other one of those. I did. Oh, that sounds so nice. Suppose I could stab this a little bit. There we go. pusher. Then perfect. All right. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So that's one board fully put together. I'm going to throw these spacers, the other ones, just covers in the piece. So now I got all those together in the same place. There. Boom. All right. On that note, I have to go to the bathroom. I had been streaming for an hour and a half. I need to ride this board for a little bit just to get the wheel, the bearings broken in completely. So I'm going to end this now, and I'll do something else later. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow.